So if you just got your CDL or you're about to and you keep hearing that you need at least 1 year of experience, this video is for you. My name is Josh McDonald. I'm a recruiter here for Trains Tech here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And one of the biggest frustrations that new CDL holders face is trying to break into the industry with zero real world experience. So you've got your license, you've passed all the tests, you did the hard part, but now every job posting seems to want experience that you don't have yet. But here's the good news. Thousands of drivers get hired every single week with no experience. You just have to know where to look, what jobs to target, and how to position yourself the right way. So in this video, I'm going to walk you step by step through the best CDL jobs for beginners, what companies hire brand new drivers, how to use training programs and carriers, what recruiters really look for, and how to avoid rookie mistakes that keep people unemployed. So by the end of this video, you'll have a clear plan how to land your first CDL job even with zero experience. So let's clear something up first. When companies say 1 year experience required, they're usually talking about the insurance requirements, the risk management, and the safety records that they have to uphold. So it doesn't mean that you're unemployable. It just means some companies can't hire you yet, but others absolutely can. So your goal as a brand new driver is not to find the perfect job. Your goal is to find a safe, legal, steady job that gives you the experience you need. So that first year is all about building your resume, staying safe, putting in the hours so you can move on to a company like the ones that you're looking for. So let's talk about where brand new CDL holders with no experience actually get hired at. So most of the time you're going to be with a large on-the-road trucking company, usually a mega carrier. So these companies hire thousands of new drivers every year. And these kind of carriers look like this. It's national on-the-road carriers, regional carriers, and training-focused companies. So they hire beginners because they're self-insured, they have structured training programs for brand new drivers, they expect high turnover, and they know how to manage new drivers safely. So your pay at this phase in your life is not going to be top tier at first, but they provide you that experience, they provide you consistent miles, benefits, great equipment, and a foot in the door to get your career started. So these companies are the fastest way to get hired with absolutely zero experience. But if you don't have a CDL yet, or you just got one, a company-sponsored program is also an option as well. And how these programs work is they help you pay for your CDL school. You agree to work for them for a set time, usually about 6 to 12 months, and the training is tailored to their equipment and routes. And the great thing about these programs is you have a low upfront cost, you have guaranteed job placement, and very structured training. But there are cons as well, and those include a contract obligation. So you'll probably sign a 1 to 2 year contract saying that you will work for the company during those times. You'll also have limited job flexibility early on, so you'll be stuck with that company. But this is one of the most reliable paths into the industry, and it's a very popular one as well. So speaking of local jobs, I talk with a lot of people who say they want a local trucking job with no experience. And oftentimes they assume that it does require experience, but that's not always true. So here's some beginner-friendly local jobs that you can get started at. These include Class B driving jobs. So you'll see a lot of dump truck carriers, ready-mix concrete, trash collection, food and beverage, which requires a lot of manual labor if that's something you're okay with, landscape supply, agricultural, and seasonal hauling. So these companies value, your work ethic, your reliability. If you're from the area, that is a big plus, and a clean driving record with your regular driver's license, more than experience. So smaller companies often don't advertise online, so you'll have to put in some legwork, walk in there, call or email directly and ask for that job. So let's talk about certain industries that hire new drivers because demand is high. So these could be seasonal jobs or high turnover jobs, and these include agriculture, harvest season hauling, snow removal, construction, oil field support. And these jobs can be really tough and they may only last a few months, but they build experience fast. And even with no experience, you can still stand out above your peers by keeping your driving record clean. So recruiters really value these things right here. They want to make sure you don't have any DUIs. So a DUI isn't going to disqualify you from getting a trucking job, but multiple will. They also want to see no reckless driving charges, minimal tickets, and no license suspensions. So a clean motor vehicle record can override lack of experience. So if they're looking at somebody who has a DUI versus somebody with a clean record, the guy with the clean record is always going to win. And here's another thing that you can do to make yourself more employable and more attractive to recruiters. You can get some endorsements while you're waiting. So these include, tanker, doubles and triples, hazmat, which a lot of trucking schools include up front. And you don't need experience to test for most endorsements. So they show that you're motivated, you're committed, and you have a lot of long-term potential because you put in the legwork to get your endorsements before you even get started. Also, you need to be flexible. This is really huge. New drivers who struggle usually say, I only want local, daytime, no weekends, and high pay. So does everybody else, man. But that's not realistic in year one for most people. So you got to be flexible with your routes, your schedule, what shifts you're working, and what regions you're going to be working out of. These will drastically increase your chances. Let's say you get a phone call from a recruiter and they're like, what are you looking for? And you say, I only want local, daytime, no weekends, and high pay, and you have no experience. They're just going to throw you out immediately. You want to be flexible as a brand new driver. So you really have to think of year one as paid training with real world experience. Let's also talk about how to talk to recruiters. So at the end of the day, recruiters are salespeople and they are going to be your biggest gatekeepers into the industry. So really what they want to hear is that you're safety focused, you're reliable, you want to learn, and you understand the entry level expectations. A lot of people don't understand what kind of expectations are required for an entry-level trucking job. So you want to make sure that's very clear. You know what you're getting into and you're here to stick it out. Also, you don't want to say these things to a recruiter because they will just throw you out the window. So don't say things like, I'll quit if I don't like it. I just need something temporary. I don't want to do on the road, but I'll try it. Instead, say, I'm looking for a company where I can build my experience and stay here long-term and start a good trucking career. That sentence alone will perk their ears up and they'll dive into you as a person even deeper. Also, here's some common mistakes you can make whether you're straight out of trucking school. So you need to apply to jobs before you graduate CDL school. Many companies pre-hire students directly out of trucking school. You also need to not only apply online, you need to reach out directly to recruiters, email safety departments, and walk into local yards and ask how you can get your foot in the door at that company. So also, you don't want to turn down the first offer too quickly. Give yourself some time to think about it. That's all right. But remember, your first job is a stepping stone, not your final destination. And you don't want to quit too early. The first few months are very hard. You need to stick it out, man. Experience compounds fast. Those first few months are going to be the hardest months of your trucking career. So give yourself some time. But here's a timeline with how most drivers start their trucking career. So again, 0 to 3 months, learning, adjusting, you're just trying to survive at this point. After 6 months, you're going to have more confidence, you're going to have better routes. 9 to 12 months, many doors open up for you, man. And then after a year, major upgrade opportunities. This is when you can start applying to other trucking jobs and get a 6-figure salary if you have a clean record, you've been safe, and you've got your endorsements. And after 2+ years, top tier jobs are going to be available to you. That first year goes by really fast because you're learning. Every day is fun. It's a new opportunity, and it goes by really fast. So if you remember nothing else, remember this. Everyone starts with no experience. Your first job definitely doesn't define your career, and safety and consistency matter more than speed. Experience is currency in trucking. So if you stay clean, Show up and keep learning. The industry will reward you financially. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to see more CDL training and career advice. Also, drop a comment where you guys at in your CDL journey and let me know how I can help you. And if you want videos on best beginner trucking companies, how to get a local CDL job, endorsements explained, or CDL test prep, let me know. I read all of the comments. So again, my name is Josh McDonald. Appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you in the next video.